Hello everybody, you know who I am, and if you don't, you probably don't care. Now, if this video is not on autoplay, then you want to know if you should be using Akimbo on your pistols in Modern Warfare 2. And I'm here to tell you the answer and why. So before we start talking about it on a gun-by-gun basis, we need to understand the fundamentals of how Akimbo works. Akimbo essentially adds a little bit of time to your time to kill. It slightly nerfs your damage. Now, on some guns, this isn't going to be that noticeable, and on others, it's going to be more noticeable. But this works per weapon. Now, what I mean by per weapon is, say you've got your two guns like this, and say your single one is, we'll use the P980 for example, 890, whatever, it's a tongue twister. One gun on its own, 170 milliseconds time to kill, 2 shots to the chest in multiplayer. Now, if you were to get 2 of these things like this, you put the Akimbo attachment on, this one gun is no longer 170. It now becomes 230 milliseconds time to kill, 2 shots to the chest. However, now you've got 2 of them. So essentially half that. So you're down to about 115 milliseconds time to kill. Doesn't really work that way though for a P980. And we'll go into why on a gun-by-gun basis in a second. But for guns like, say, for example, the X12 or the X13 Auto, where it takes more than 2 shots to kill, that half of the increased time to kill per gun is going to be what your time to kill is. That number is 260 milliseconds on a dual-wield single X13 Auto. So obviously that's going to be 130 when you've got 2 of them. Really, really good for doing that extra damage. Now, that's a breakdown on how that's going to work. Now, what I need you to understand is that each gun slightly has different numbers, but the fundamentals of it's going to be more or less the same. Now, let's talk about the revolver, the Basilisk first. For that, should you be using it? Yes. Straight up, yes. And the reason you should be is because this is a weapon that can kill in 2 shots. It will kill in 1 hit to the chest. You will lose that 1 hit kill to the chest ability with Akimbo. However, if you fire both your bullets at once and hit them, it's essentially going to be a 1 hit kill, even though you've hit them twice, but with 1 action kills them, right? That's what matters. Now, the Basilisk, of course, has the snake shot variant. Very similar crack applies. You can one-shot somebody with the Basilisk Akimbo with, well, 1 action again with the shotguns. You can also do it with the single gun, though with the single gun you can do it from a bit further away, as you can tighten the choke by aiming down sight. However, big asterisks here, you are going to be a bit more consistent in the close range with the Akimbo. So I would say for the not shotgun variant, no. I would say for the shotgun variant, yes. There we go. That's the Basilisk out the way. Going to be a similar crack for Deagles, except it doesn't have a shotgun attachment. Imagine if they made a shotgun attachment for that. Doesn't have the shotgun attachment, so similar crack applies really. It's going to be a 1-hit kill to the head on a Deagle in single hand mode. It's going to be a consistent 2-shot to kill in the chest. It cannot 1-tap to the chest, unlike the Basilisk. This thing, it's designed for range. This is the pistol you whip out with an SMG. Someone's hiding in that building miles away from range. Pull out your gun, bang bang, they're dead. Hit them in the head, 1-tap. Beautiful stuff. You'll love to see it. Although, like the Basilisk, it will still be a 1-action kill. Worth running in short range. I mean, it's viable, but you might as well run the Basilisk. Well, actually, there's something else that you should run if you're going to do it in that case, but we'll come to that in a second. Next pistol in the category is going to be the X12. This is something that I think is really viable in Akimbo, because it takes 3 to 4 shots to kill when you've got just the single one. Now, yes, that goes up to about 5 shots to kill consistently with this kind of action. It's better to show you this kind of action, isn't it? So when you got in Akimbo, yeah, it's going to be a consistent 5 shots to kill. However, from what I've noticed, when you put the hipfire accuracy attachments on there, such as the laser, this thing has probably got the highest range in terms of consistent range for your 5-hit kill range. So what I mean by that is essentially you're going to be able, it feels like you can hit people consistently from further away a lot more often. Personally, I don't want to feel as if someone's more than 5 meters away, I can't hit them. That's the case with the Deagle, that's the case with the Basilisk. With the X12s, you can hit them from about 10 meters away consistently. And so long as they're not staring at you, or you get the first shot off, you can probably drop them as well, which is good, really good. Especially if you can land a headshot in there. X13 Auto, let's be honest, this thing, I think, is the worst pistol in the game. And before you say, well, no, the Basilisk is, no. That's high risk, high reward. It's different. The Basilisk is worse in terms of consistency, not the worst in terms of when you actually hit the shots. So for me, it's X13 Auto. And that's because it takes so long to kill. Do we have X13 footage in the background at the minute? No, I'm using a shotgun. But it's just, honestly, like, just don't use it in single mode. I know you got to unlock it, but don't even put the mod on there which turns it into a TMZ from the original Modern Warfare 2. Just, please, 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 just rock this in Akimbo. It just does so much damage in Akimbo mode. Like, you're melting people quickly. You can put 50 round mags on there. When you see someone rock up, you've seen this. Someone turns around the corner, starts absolutely melting you with these, especially on this map, Shipment. Yeah, you're like, oh, for God's sake, this guy. It's cheese. It's riot shield throwing knife. It is cheese, and I really enjoy it, and I would absolutely recommend it in, well, yeah, on the X13 Auto. There's no other way to run it. No other way to run the X13 than with Akimbo. Now, that's the X12 and the X13 definite recommendations. Now it's on for the P890. Oh, I said it right first time. Give me a medal. What do I think about it? It's a one action kill. And I think that's really good. It doesn't quite have that consistent damage at range as the X12. However, it's a really fast firing pistol which can kill people in 2 shots. Its damage is 68. In Akimbo, it's around 50. It's around about 50, 52. And for me, personally, that's great. It's still a 2-hit kill, so it doesn't matter. You can kill people with the 1 gun in 2 hits still if you hit the shots. So your shots to kill per gun doesn't change if you were using the single. Now, it's a little bit harder to describe. Is Akimbo viable for the P890? Yes, absolutely. If you want to run Akimbo P890s, do it. And live it, love it, crack on. Should you do it on a P890 if you're going to use the P890? I don't know. Depends on what you're running, personally. So for me, if you're running like a medium, long range, like assault rifle, or SMG even in this game, yeah, sure. I mean, single fire mode's probably going to be your best bet. Sorry, single gun mode's going to be your best bet. If you're running something like a marksman rifle though, or you're running something like a battle rifle, and you need something that's lethal up close, yeah, I'd rock an Akimbo P890 happily, no questions asked. But if you're not using it, I appreciate most people don't use marksman rifles and battle rifles in multiplayer. I would absolutely be using it in this. Now, I appreciate I'm talking a lot about multiplayer. Should you use it in DMZ, Warzone, Resurgence? Most people are going to be rocking an SMG, which is going to be a hell of a lot more consistent. So, that's kind of my take on it. But guys, that's been my take on it. What do you guys think? Do you guys use Akimbo? And if so, what on? Do you agree or disagree? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. And if you don't know who I am Huff on the ShadowsReign A1A YouTube channel, and you still don't care.